Just a couple of roster moves real quick. We signed running back Rob Kelly and wide receiver Travin Durrell. We waived injured defensive back Chris Campbell, and then running back Buck Allen is on injured reserve right now. So we're still at our 90 count. Any questions?
What do you like about Rob Kelly?
Well, look, the film we've seen on him has been really good. We're familiar with him, obviously, because of where he played. He was injured last year. We had him in for a workout. He was heavy. I think one of the things he battles is his weight. I feel like he's in better shape after the workout yesterday. But there's been a limited exposure, but it's been good. And so hopefully we'll get a chance to see more with him at the better weight.
He did not, yeah, he didn't look heavy today, though. Right?
No, but the last time he was in for a workout, he was 15 pounds heavier than he is right now. So we felt like he was in much better shape.
What do you think kind of the effort, the practice today?
I thought it was good. It was third down for the first time, so we went through quite a bit of the third down, situational, down and distance. Again, I thought they handled it pretty well. We'll look at the film and try to get on the corrections here.
What was enticing about picking up Travin again to bring him back to the roster?
Well, look, he's familiar with what we're doing. We were down numbers-wise. He's been training, and we felt when we released him, there was a good chance there'll be a day like today where we were going to be able to bring him back. And so, fortunately, we were able to.
What would you say is special about Keith Kirkwood? Does he have some Marcus Colston in him?
Yeah, I mean, relative to, I would say, number one, he's got good size. He's smart. He's very smart. And I would say he's consistent. You know what you're going to get. And I think Marcus had some of those traits.
Coach, how does this group of returners that's competing compare to the ones you had last couple of years? I know that's a spot you.
No, it's a good question. We'll see. You know, without having had really the firsthand exposure to him yet, it's something we're paying attention to. So, I'd wait and reserve judgment until we get a chance to see him really return in some game situations. But, it's to be determined right now.
A punt return spot, you said, is a little more.
Yeah, in both areas. I don't know that we've just penciled in someone that we think is going to be our starting guy there. So, we've got a handful of guys competing, and we'll get a chance to look at him. I know Alvin could go back there and play in either role, but more importantly, who else can help us in that area.
Coach, you often say that you don't really understand what team you have until at least the first quarter of the regular season passes by. Is there a milestone during training camp where you'd like to know what you have before the start of the regular season?
I don't know in training camp that you get that luxury. Certainly, you're trying to find it and find out as much as you can about your players. We're young in certain positions. We've got experience in certain positions, and yet it's a different team than a year ago. And so I think that that process obviously begins during training camp. But I think to say that you have a pretty good feel for it, I don't know that that's the case. I mean, certainly there's optimism in a number of areas. We've got a lot of returning guys that have played. Not only in regular season, played a lot of postseason football. Hopefully we can keep improving so that when we get started, we start playing with confidence early on and, understanding the importance of any part of your schedule, no different than the first part of your schedule. So I think that is something that evolves a little bit.
What you guys need to replicate some of the defensive consistency you had towards the end of last season?
Say it again.
What do you guys need to do to replicate some of the defensive?
Well, look, I thought we played the run well. I think that's going to be important. I thought we took the ball away well towards the latter part of the season. So hopefully I've seen it. It's something you coach, you work on, and trying to be smart assignment-wise with where you're supposed to be.
Sean, what's your impression of the young backup linebackers that we see on film, Beagle, Payton, Ellis?
Beagle's a guy that'll compete, as a kicking game player and also as a backup linebacker. Ellis is someone that we feel like when we drafted him is smart. Of course, Craig we're more familiar with because he's been in those roles. You know, all of those guys, you know, how do they function when they're playing defense, and then how do they function, you know, in the coverage units or in the return game.
Sean, when you bring in a new piece, kind of like Cook, how does the process work between trying new things that maybe his skill set can help you out schematically, and also just you got to still get him to know what you guys are doing? But how do you kind of stretch?
I think it's
what
both.
you're
I think, well, I think you're expanding always, and you're looking at things that fit what you're doing. The way it's called, your terminology, your system stays intact. So, you know, he's learning that and has picked that up well. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan, how different is it for you playing, and I guess everybody across the offensive line with the new guy in the middle? How much does that change things?
You know, it changes it a little bit. You know, Eric and those guys who are working in there. You know, it's definitely we got to work on communication. We got to work on the little things that we had with Max, and I think the guys that are in there are doing a good job, and we're going to continue to work on that.
In the same vein, the consistency elsewhere is there. I'm sure that helps when you're playing next to the same guys.
Say that again.
The consistency elsewhere on the line is there. The continuity that's got to help you.
Yeah, I think so. Teron's working next to Pete. I'm working next to Larry, so that's something we're very familiar with, and us four can really help the center out.
Y'all played different positions, but you came in similar circumstances to Eric as a draft choice with a chance to play. Is there advice? Is there anything you can do to help him?
Yeah, I kind of just told him, get in the playbook, because once you're out there, you don't want to be thinking, oh, what do I got to do on this play? Do I got to do this, that? You want to be able to just go out there and play fast, play hard. So, that was my biggest piece of advice, I guess.
What have you seen from him?
I think he's a smart player. He picked up the playbook really well, and obviously, rookie year, you got a lot of pressure on you. You're going to have mistakes, you're going to have screw-ups, but I think he's been dealing with it well and being able to move on to the next play.
Ryan, with your experience now in the NFL, what would you say that has been probably the most difficult playing at the NFL level? Is it pass blocking or run blocking, or because you're viewed as one of the top tackles? How do you perceive now where you at with your game as far as run blocking and pass protection?
It really depends. Some run blocks are harder than some pass protection, so it depends what the play is, what the protection is, how many guys you got protecting. So there's a lot of different scenarios, but I don't think I can pick one with, to say which one is harder or easier. So.
Bobby mentioned you're thought of as one of the best offensive tackles. Now, the All-Pro recognition, is that something that's special to you, or you pay attention to?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's awesome to receive that recognition and have people think that about you, but at the same time, it's like, I got to go out there and play and compete, and I got to keep holding that standard and a higher standard. So, something I just got to keep working and keep working on, I guess. Good?
All right, Ryan. Thank you.
Thanks.
How does it feel to come back to familiar stomping grounds, Tulane, and obviously you never know how you end up. Have an opportunity with the Saints, but What is your feeling with that?
Nah, it's amazing, man. It feel like a dream come true. I mean, I had the black and gold cleats while I even played for the Saints, so something I've been dreaming of. And they just give me a hard time at the Redskins. They actually like, Rob, who your favorite team? Like the Saints, you know what I mean? So the opportunity to come back here and play in front of my hometown is like awesome.
What was it like when you got the phone call or whatever?
They gave me 2 phone calls. The first phone call, I was a little overweight or whatever. They told me to get my weight down. I came back. I just couldn't miss this opportunity again, and I did what I had to do to get my weight down and to take advantage of this opportunity.
How much did you have to lose?
I lost like 8 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the time frame there from the time you talked to them and lost the weight until now?
I think it was close to the end of OTAs, all the way to yesterday. Yeah.
So what did you do to lose the weight?
I just was running. Try to cut down on my weights a little bit, change my diet, and just ran a lot. Try to get my weight down as fast as I can. Because one thing you know about the NFL, they're not going to wait on you. I mean, opportunities are given, and they're taken back real fast. So I did much as I can to seize the opportunity.
What do you need to do to make the most of this opportunity?
Just come in and do what they ask me to do. Whether it's playing on special teams, catching the ball, running the ball, whatever the team needs me to do to be a part of this program, of this organization.
Rob, I saw Alvin talking to you a few times out there. What was he saying to you? Was he giving you any pointers about the playbook and stuff, or what?
No, I mean we just was giving each other props on our plays that we made. I mean just conversing.
What's the hardest part of coming in, on the first day when guys have already been here at camp, kind of are already instilled a little bit, and trying to hit the ground running to make up on some lost time?
We're just trying to catch up to the playbook, and good thing for me is everybody know I played with Coach CJ at Tulane, and we kind of taking in their playbook also. So a lot of stuff is turned over. Just had to read a few times, like, okay, this familiar, this familiar. But obviously they have things in the playbook that I wasn't here when they installed. So it's just catching up on the playbook. I'm gonna hit the ground running. I just gotta know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Where's your off-season or permanent home been the last couple of years?
Been New Orleans. Yeah. So when they call me, I just pull up in my car. Yeah.
How long did it take from climbing up there?
All right. Shit. They called me. It was about 15 minutes. Yeah. That was putting clothes on.
Rob, what did you learn through your Redskins experience, coming into the league, and just reflect on that?
I know one thing, the most important thing is probably trying to keep myself healthy. The second thing is just taking advantage of opportunities. When I got to the Redskins, those guys were dealing with a lot of injuries and stuff like that. So I was forced in. I was willing to take on them opportunities and challenges. So that's the most important things I learned. And also just that it's a business at the end of the day. I mean, one day things will be fine and dandy, and then it's time for the program to move on, organization to move on.
So from a local angle, being here, how much have you been doing with high school in Tulane? Have you had time or been able to stay?
I really didn't have time this offseason, but the last 2 offseasons when I was in Washington, I kind of did like free camps at Tulane. I just recently did a camp at Tulane with the rest of the alumni over there. And this offseason, I tried to dedicate to just getting back in shape and trying to get back into the league before I step out and try to do other things. I mean, this is the home base of everything else. Yeah.
Just seeing Alvin in person, what's so good about Alvin, just seeing him in person?
I think he's just a even keel guy, and he's confident when you step out there. You know what I mean? He don't do too much talking. He just, he a train and go. Yeah.
So did you get the phone call yesterday? When did you get the phone call?
Yesterday. Yeah, they called me. Well, my agent texted me at like 6 in the morning, and I just been up running around ever since.
So you were asleep when you got the phone call?
Yeah. So I didn't get back home till 8 p.m. Yeah. All good.
You were anticipating at some point this fall you would land somewhere, and that was the goal, just somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it was
just happened to be here.
Yeah, I mean, from my aspect, I thought I was going to sign somewhere fairly quickly, but I guess with injuries, people kind of wing away from you and try to see what's really going on with you before they shoot their shot or whatever. But I was anticipating signing early on, but it didn't work like that. And that's kind of how I get in the situation of not being in shape when the Saints call. Kind of like I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
How tough is it just having to wait around, not knowing what the future is?
I think it's just tough because it's my first time actually dealing with it. Because like I was a free agent, but I went to the Redskins. I stuck there until the contract was up. So it was my first time going through this process. Yeah. So it was pretty tough.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks a lot, Robert.
No problem.
practices in here, Payton. I mean, just how are you kind of adjusting to, I guess, just life as a professional right now?
It's super cool. It's an awesome opportunity, and adjusting to it is pretty easy when you got such great guys in that locker room with you. You know, especially, or not easy, I should say, but they're making it as easy as possible. The vets, I mean, DD, Alex, AJ, Sank, Craig, all of them, they are teaching me so much, and they are so fun to be out there with, and they are really making it just awesome for me. It is an amazing opportunity, and I'm loving it.
Okay, what's been the biggest difference now in college to NFL is pass coverage, or what would it be that's a strength in rushing the passer or run defense? How would you describe it?
And everything's a level up, you know what I mean? Obviously, it's the professionals, and I was at a smaller college, so everything is a few levels up. And I got to work on a lot of things. I know I got to work on that pass coverage and the pass rush, all of it. But everybody's so talented and amazing out here that it's all a step up.
You had an interception the other day. How did that feel?
It was super cool. Shout out to Chauncey. He made a great break, broke up that ball for me, and I was just hustling and happened to be there to pick it off. So very thankful for it. And again, shout out Chauncey.
How do you view special teams? Because that's where guys like you make the roster.
Man, it's fun. I love Coach Rizzi and all those guys out there. It's been a blast to learn from them. Obviously, the schematics in the NFL are a little different, as in how to play punt, especially in some of the other things. And they're teaching me so much, and it's been awesome to be out there and get to run down that field with some of those guys and learn from those coaches and even be on that field. So it's a blessing.
Is that something you had a lot of experience with in college?
I did play quite a bit of special teams in college. Started all four as a freshman, played a couple throughout, and punt my last year. So I did play in college.
Do you think it's, again, this is more a question about Breeze. I think your dad sacked Breeze like it was one of his last years in the NFL.
Yep.
And now you're lining up against him. Do you just kind of find a novelty in that, I mean, there's very few players you can probably say are still active that your dad played against that you're getting a chance to play against?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool, you know. Obviously getting to grow up with my dad in that position was pretty fun, and then now getting to be here and be on a team with someone that he played against is kind of funny to think about, you know. But it's awesome. I'm excited to be out there, and man, it's fun.
Can you describe to the fans how it was growing up in the NFL family? You really the whole family involved with football, and what was that like?
Man, kind of cliche, but faith family football, you know. It was fun. You went to my dad's games growing up. I was too young to really pay attention, and I just played with my little action figures during the games. But I remember a couple of them more in Denver than I do. But it's just fun, you know. He was always there. We always loved sports, and he was always there to teach us. And that's something that my dad has been awesome. And he's never forced anything, but he's always been willing to teach us and help us each step along the way. And having that is, I feel like, such a huge advantage. And it's been such a blessing because you really do get to learn so much from someone that's been there, that's done that. And having all your brothers playing. My two brothers are Idaho now, both playing. I got another brother who's getting some offers from D1 schools. And just kind of going down the line, just having everybody play, it's fun. And then our turkey bowls are pretty fun too. We might not be able to have one for a while, but they're a good time.
Your dad kind of outed you when you got drafted and said that you don't like seafood. Have you kind of come around on seafood, and you also kind of got adjusted to the heat, having grown up in the mountains?
The seafood is getting way better. I've had some mahi-mahi. I've had some crawfish. What I love about the food down here is the seafood isn't seafoody necessarily. They've got such good spices on it that it kind of takes away that really natural flavor that isn't my favorite. So no, the way they cook it down here is awesome, and I'm learning slowly. And then the heat, I mean, today was nice and rainy, thank goodness. But it's definitely something with the humidity to take into account and make sure you're hydrated.
Is it drastically different? I mean, I know that's a stupid question, but I've only lived, you know, is it, I mean, can you tell a huge difference in the heat?
I think I've been able to slowly acclimate to it because I remember during OTAs and stuff, AJ kept telling me, he's like, it's not going to be like this, Caden. It's not going to be like this, Rook. It's going to get hot. And so I think I was lucky to have a slow acclimation, but yesterday it was pretty hot. I was pretty tired, but I mean, I guess you can say on the other hand, elevation, so everywhere's got their own little thing that's hard, but it's definitely hot, and you definitely got to make sure you're drinking enough.
Caden, in high school, did you guys play six-man?
No, we were an 11-man team. Yes, sir.
Was it normal for guys to play both sides of the ball? Because you played quarterback and defensive end, right?
Safety.
Safety.
But yes,
Yeah, it was normal for us. Obviously, a little weird for the quarterback too, but we were at a smaller D3, 3A Catholic school, and we did it. So it was fun. It was a good time, and it was 11-man though. Yes, sir.
Going into college, then, I mean, like, how much were you kind of a positionless player? I mean, I'm sure there was like a scouting report, like you played X, Y, Z, but like, what was that like when you first went to Idaho? Like,
I actually got recruited by Al Papunu. He played with my dad a little bit in the Pro Bowl, I believe. He was the tight end for the Chargers, and he was our tight ends coach. And he recruited me, but they said a linebacker. But he thought when I got there, he'd be able to take me and steal me and play tight end. So I guess when I was going in, they didn't really know. But when I got there were only, I think, 4 healthy linebackers for spring ball. So they stuck me in there, and it stuck. So I've loved it. I'm so grateful for my time there, and I'm glad I found a home there. So, yep.
it's probably an obvious question, but your willingness to play any, I'm sure you're willing to play any position at the NFL level, right? Like, is it?
Yeah, of course. No, anything. If you want to teach me how to snap, I'll learn. You know, like whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. And it's just such a fun game, you know. And every position has its own things that are so unique and so difficult and such a fun challenge. And I just find that fascinating. The different challenges that each position holds, the different reads, the different techniques. It's fun.
Have you found yourself at certain? I'm sorry, last question.
No
At certain positions, like depending on what day you're playing and what position on the field, like coaches find you as a tweener at certain spots or anything like that. Like, is that ever like a term that's brought up or no?
Maybe a little bit, but not too much right now. Right now, they're really trying to get me to have my position and learn it. And I'm sure after that, maybe they'll branch me out. If not, then it's what they want. So whatever they want. But right now, I got to get this playbook down before I can start thinking about all that.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
What's your assessment of how today went?
feel like today went well. It's as camp goes on, I think bodies get tired, fatigue gets to set in a little bit. So with that, just trying to find something to get better at each and every day, not just myself but everybody. So I think that's kind of the main focus as you get the longer camp goes.
JT, because of the limited reps, you know that you have to take advantage of opportunities. You had a pretty good 707 out there. Is that kind of where you're at right now? Just, hey, when I get a chance, I really got to be on point.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, that's any time you step on the field. So with that, I try to take it as just my time running the offense, not really overthinking it. So in that, like, if I was getting more reps than I was, it was be the same thing. Like, I'm trying to make sure we're getting positive plays on offense and putting our offense in the right place in order to succeed.
So many players around the league like do special things to train and also watch film and such during the break between mini camp and training camp. What did you do?
I just felt like a lot of it was conditioning. I knew I was training in Dallas, back where I'm from, so in that I was just trying to condition for the heat. I mean, last year I was coming from Ohio to New Orleans, so that heat is definitely different. So in that I was just, a lot of it was conditioning, then going over our playbook stuff, just to make sure I was sharp when we got back.
What about after the season ended, between the season and you reported for the off-season workout program?
Yeah, so with that, after the season, took some time off a little bit, but then, if anything, just understanding that, NFL season is a long season, so getting back into it, I did a lot of stuff on myself, just more so like flush type of things, like getting on a bike, running, not really training, like lifting weights, stuff like that, but eventually got to that towards the end of February, March, but still was like understanding that we just finished, so not trying to jump back in too fast.
And would you consider yourself a film junkie?
If you're a quarterback, I feel like that's how you live. Yeah, so I mean, it's not. I feel like quarterbacks are not junkie. It's what we do in order to be prepared. Yeah, we watch a lot of film as quarterbacks.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from Drew Brees since you started coming here?
I'd probably say his routine. He's obviously played this game at the highest level very well for a long time, and I think part of that is just his everyday routine. He is very disciplined in that, and he understands what works for him and how he goes about preparing for each game. So in that, I think a lot of great players, they have a great routine, and that gets them prepared in order to play well when it comes to Sunday.
And what makes Alvin Kamara such a versatile running back?
I think he's able to run between the tackles and he's able to catch the football. So with that, creates a lot of mismatch problems when it comes to third down and playing man coverage. Him on a linebacker or safety, I feel like that's advantage to us.
Thanks, JT. Thanks, JT.
Have a good one.
We hit the ground running, like Coach emphasized, especially for the DB room. We want to start fast and make plays for each other and just be on top of everything on our keys and assignments and awareness. So just hit the ground running, just go out there and play fast.
Vaughn, would you say you're coming off your best season, and if so, why?
I believe so. The game slowed down. Just awareness, just football IQ went up, and just breaking down the game. That's what really helped. Being with AG, just watching film, being with Dub back there, and everybody out there is just the same group, so it just made the game just slow down for each other.
You know, is that a little bit of everything? Is that more maturity, or is that the familiarity with the guys you're playing with back there?
It's both. Once you go in this game every year, each season is better. They look for a jump and growth from you. And it's like towards the game, it just slows down after you just see over and over the formations and the situations, and awareness just grows.
Are you in a situation where you're making suggestions to them as to things you will be able to do in this defense, or are they saying, look, well, we feel like we can put you here and have you effective?
It's both, because they want to hear the feedback from the players and how comfortable you are in the system and what makes it easier for you.
You look bigger. You put on weight or muscle. You seem bigger. And was that a conscious effort to do that?
Yeah, it was. I gained about like 10 pounds. Now I'm like 215. I was like 205. So that was a conscious effort for me to just get bigger and stronger and faster. Just to be in the box, be in the back, play in the middle of the field, going against tight ends, hitting linemen. So yeah, just to prepare myself.
You say you put on 10 pounds, that's 10 pounds of muscle. Like, what did you exactly do during the offseason to pack that weight on?
I was in the lab working.
You were in the lab?
I was in the lab working, just grinding with my guys, Marshawn, Eli, Alvin, and a whole bunch of guys around the league. And we were just in there just getting it, competing every day, pushing each other, and just getting better every day.
Does the lab have like cheeseburgers and ice cream or anything like that?
No, nothing like that. We eat clean. Eat good protein, carb, and go out there and just work hard every day.
Where did you train?
In Miami.
Miami?
Yeah.
Hey, Vaughn, you mentioned the tight ends. What's it kind of been like going up against like Derek?
Been great, man. We've been making each other better. He's one of the best in the league. He can run. He's physical at the top of the route, in the route. He stems well. He runs well, and he's just making each other better, just challenging each other every day, just pushing each other to that bar, to that limit. And that's what we need every day. And I'm glad to go against him every day.
Does he remind you of any other tight ends you face in the league since you've been in the league?
No, he's different. I think he's different. He's a whole ball game. He's a whole different other monster. And I'm glad he's on our team.
It's the secondary, the deepest it's been since you've been here, and what makes that unique, just the depth that you have?
Yes, for sure. We have a lot of depth. We can rotate guys in and out. We can play different situations of like positions. Me and CJ can rotate in the nickel or whatever. You never know who's back deep, because we always just keep that disguise on. And especially just being back there with the corners and the whole group together. We all know each other. We're familiar with each other. We know how each other play. We feed off each other, and we know the ins and outs of each other. So we know situations and how each other go play off there.
You guys did a lot of things well last year, but how do you make the jump from a good defense to an elite defense to be a great defense?
To hold each other accountable. Always compete. Always know the situation. Always talk to each other. Over communicate. Just always know the situation, and just go out there and just over communicate, like I said. And just go out there and just hold each other accountable. Just have fun, and that's how you just keep on growing.
Well, now that you've got your comfort level in this defense, you've been in it several years. How good can you be in this defense?
The sky's the limit. I feel like with me and Dub back there, or whoever's back there, how we play off each other. You never know how we're gonna rotate down. Just knowing the situation, that's the biggest thing of this game. And let everything else, the guy, the ability to take care of yourself. But knowing the situation, just having fun with your guys, and just playing football.
The down and distance obviously can determine when you guys decide to blitz and whatnot, but you yourself as a rusher, when you blitz, you feel like that's a unique part of your skill set?
For sure, I have a little knack to it, and then me just adding this weight to it, it's just like, man, I could beat with power or speed, and it's like I just always just have them on their toes, so I can't wait to see what happens.
Vaughn, when you talk about the depth of the secondary, I know you guys only had him for 3 games last year. How much does it help to have Patrick Robinson back healthy?
It's huge, and to have another vet, another coach on the field. You know, he knows football. His IQ is up there. It's very high. He knows the situations. He knows splits. He knows when formations. He knows when everything's coming. So just having another coach on the field, he's very vocal, and we talk it out on the field to make everything just slow down for everybody.
When you guys the team brought him in last offseason, you guys losing after 3 games. How much did that affect just kind of the ins and and outs of that secondary group, and just how you guys meshed together?
We all meshed together. It was just next man up mentality. PJ picked it up, and he did well. And everybody, when somebody come in, we never want to have a hiccup, because everybody get the same amount of reps, everybody get the same amount of intensity, everybody compete. So when we had that situation, it's never a missing beat. So PJ did well for us, but we're glad to have both of them.
Vaughn, when you say you decided to add the weight, is part of that because you've really settled in as sort of a strong safety after you used to sort of be a hybrid, I guess? Or?
I don't want to just label myself as a strong safety. I just want to be named as a safety, very versatile. I could be down on the line of scrimmage, I could be in the box, I could be back deep. And that's what I want to show and put on film.
Vaughn, what do you attribute last year's success building upon what you accomplished as a rookie? Is it all about confidence and just experience, or it just it looks like you're playing that way going into this season?
For sure, it is about confidence and experience. Being with Coach AG, how he simplified the game for me, and Coach Payton, Coach Lee, and DA just put me in the right situation just to make plays. So it's really about the confidence and the experience, and just going out there just making the play.
How about having that little swagger? You know, you have ball thrown on the sideline, and you know whoever the receiver might be, they want to flip the ball at you, like, and then just say, just do it right back at them.
It's just that moment where you let the offense just draw the line here. We're not gonna let you just run over us and run through the defense. We are here competing, and we are here getting better, and we're just letting you know we're here.
How happy are you that you have the day off tomorrow?
For sure. I can't wait to get on the couch, chill. But it's just get a rest on the body, and just a little reset button, and just going back out here and just having fun, doing the game that we love, that we've been playing since we were younger. So it's gonna be a blessing to have that day off.
Vaughn, from what you've seen so far, for safeties and linebackers, what type of mismatch do you think Jared Cook's going to present to guys this season?
Man, he's going to present a lot with him and Drew. When they get on, their timing, and their timing is everything, and they know each other and they feel each other out. It'll be a dangerous combination. Then you have Mike T on the other side. Man, I can't wait to see it. But he provides a lot of mismatches, and he makes the safety lean over there, and he make him respect him because what he's doing right now and how he's filling the void right now. So yeah, he's gonna be a huge help, a huge mismatch for guys during the season.
His wingspan, the way he high points balls, like does he get balls and you think how did he get that?
Man, I was like, man, he's just blessed with his 6'6" frame, and he's strong. He attacks the ball, and he competes. And I say how he attacks the ball and how he got a strong, and his catch radius is unbelievable. And so yeah.
Vaughn, what is your impression of the safety meeting room? You look in the draft, obviously, they get Gardner, Saquon Hampton. It seems like those guys also playing with confidence and have a lot of flexibility, especially Gardner.
For sure. That's what I always tell them. We go out there and compete, and we go out there and always emphasize about communicating with each other. And when you communicate, it slows down everything for you. It makes you know that the safety got your back, we got your help, know where your help is. Just go out there and just play with swagger. And that's what our DB room is. We play with swagger. We don't take nothing from nobody, and we go out there and compete.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vaughn.